Hello and welcome to Black Swan Bets podcast episode 4. My name's T. I'm joined here with Danny. Unfortunately, our friend Travis, he couldn't be here with us tonight. He collected a lot of money and now he's got places to be and people to see. What do you think about this guy?
Yeah, I heard he's on the Gold Coast, probably renting an apartment at Oracle, having a good time with all his exotic and grand final and winnings. But hopefully, episode 5, he'll, be covered into that.
That'll be good. All right, so his best collects. We'll flash those up on the screen, but he hit it out and he did some Mildura harness racing, box Quinella and box trifecta. I don't know, he didn't tip to us, but all power to him. Collects a collect. And he also tipped some good exotics out at the Mooney Valley, which was good.
He had a real good weekend.
Yeah, that guy.
He had a real good weekend.
That's why he's not here.
He did well, yeah.
Danny, what have you got for us?
Biggest collect. I guess it's only been about 5 days since we did it. Haven't had a massive one, but we really enjoyed Dusty getting the Norm Smith, and so nice, $170 there, paying $450. So great collect there. Never in doubt, really, was it?
No.
Dusty's the man. Did what he needed to do. Only man ever to win 3. So
phenomenal performance from Dusty. Great performance. My best collect of the week was a 3K collect on Shakhtar beating Real Madrid out in Madrid. It's good. Happy with that. So that was €100 turned into 1,800, which is 3K AUD. All right, now we're going to move on to our shit tips of the week. What do you got?
Aston Villa. Was big on them. Big bet, big stake. Really excited. Woke up and saw they got smoked 3-0. So a big minus 1,700 for that one.
Oh, wow.
But plenty more EPL to go, so still feeling good about it.
I was right there with you on that.
Yeah.
But so my shit tip of the week was for Cam Smith to be the Clive Churchill winner. Okay. Shout out Sportsbet though. They paid that out at halftime, I believe. I also multied it into Dusty, so it was a shit tip, but it was a big collect anyway. So thanks Sportsbet. Good from you. All right. Cool. What's coming up? What are we looking forward to, Danny?
Bledisloe 3. It's this weekend.
All right.
We're really looking forward to Bledisloe 4. We'll go along to that, but Bledisloe 3, Australia's paying $350. We mentioned it last week as well. The tips really like that. I think it's super likely Australia gets one of their next 2 games. Ardi Sevilla's out, so that's a big let off. In the breakdown.
Massive.
Yeah, that's Australia's weak point relative to the All Blacks is the breakdown. So that's a big let off having someone like him out. Great opportunity. Not sure how long he's going to be out for. He's just staying back with some paternity leave.
Okay. It's good for the Aussies. Good if you bet on Australia to beat the All Blacks.
Yeah, it's really good if you're already on them.
All right, we're looking at the NBA draft as well. I noticed LaMelo, number 1, looking good. We're already on that. He's shooting up all those mock draft boards.
Yeah.
Where's ESPN got him at the moment?
I think they've got him at 1. I think it was like the article in NBA.com had the consensus board and it says how many votes. I think he had 7 votes out of like 9 or 10 on the number 1. Again, just no one likes Anthony Edwards. He's a really good player, but it just seems that teams that they don't seem to like him that much. The Warriors at number 2 though, words come out they really were blown away by this Israeli boy Denny Adija. So possibly he could go number 2. So Edwards is starting to slide, but it wasn't any markets for like Edwards to go 5th or 4th. So if something like that pops up, there could be some action, but potentially there's trades to happen because teams want players. Like the Wolves love Tobin as well, and he's not going number 1. You wouldn't think unless it was a trade specific deal.
I've got some money on that. I've got my fingers crossed.
Yeah. Well, they like him, but I think if they really want to get him, they might trade down to like number 4 or something.
That would make sense to get more assets to load up the kitty, so to speak. You can have Obi Toppin and also something else. Yeah,
and so I think the Warriors maybe don't have enough room to trade down to keep their guy because potentially he could go number 3. So not a lot of room to work there. But LaMelo Ball, he's starting to firm up, and the word is that the Wolves have been impressed so far. So still $2.75 at Top Sport. Still value. We said $2 a few weeks ago, and he's firmed up since then in all the reports. So,
yeah, very good value play. If you can get that $2.75, it's still probably good. Still hit it. All right. Now we're on to our best Lords play of the week. All right, Danny, what have you got for us?
Yeah, best low odds. It's like kind of a medium odds, but I'm going Newcastle at 5.45 on BetDAC. So they're playing Wolves, and yeah, I think Newcastle. They're playing okay, getting good shots on goal, and I think 5.45 is a really nice price. I'll take 5.25 and above. So if you can't get that, what we get at Sport Market, really high odds. If you can't get that, there's still value at 5.25. So Newcastle, EPL, I'm back for more, my favourite thing to bet on. So
Sucker for punishment.
well,
Sucker for profits, actually, in the long run, because we're playing this long game.
we can take a hit.
I'm on that Newcastle with you. I'm
you're
you,
there?
bro.
Okay,
yeah, I'm
good.
there. I'm there. All right, also, my lowest play of the week, we're going for Shakhtar again. So last week, they defeated Real Madrid in Spain. Now they're back home playing in Ukraine. Inter's coming to town, okay? Very good Serie A team, Inter. Last week, they weren't so impressive in their Champions League game. Drew 2-2. They were very lucky to get a 90th minute equaliser. I think Shakhtar might have the goods to do them at home. And $4.53, that's overs for mine, okay? Danny, what have you got for a high odds play?
I'm going to multi the other two EPL games tonight.
Yep.
So Leicester, which is around 390, but you can take 370, that's fine, to beat Arsenal. And then you've got Southampton to beat Everton. And that one it's right on the border of our value, at about $3. But ultimately we're getting, a nice juicy $11.80. You could take $10.50 or $10.70, that'll be fine. But that Southampton game is right on the border of, it's like we're just going to bet it. If it was like 5 cents less, we probably wouldn't. So, but yeah, I like that multi, $11.80. I think there's a lot of value there.
Nice.
Yeah. So big odds, we don't need to bet as much. We can just put a little bit on and hopefully get a nice payout.
That's the ticket. Don't be scared of the big odds team. Look for those big odds. We want those. All right. My best high odds play is not the highest of high odds that I've ever tipped, but I'm looking for Olympiacos. They're playing $5.90 to win at Porto. Okay, Porto got pumped by Man City last week. Olympiacos got the win at home. Very good team. See if they can get it done for us. $5.90 seems quite generous to me. All right. So now we're up to our 5, 10, 50 segment. All right, Danny's got our 5.
Yeah, so I'm going to revisit a bet that I put on this season, and it might just be a little bit early. I feel like I bet a year or two too early on MVPs. But Donovan Mitchell to be MVP of the NBA, I took $67 this year, but it's paying $101 at PointsBet. And we saw his playoffs, like he had multiple 50-point games in the one series. He's looked like he's taken that step.
Yeah, for sure.
And having Conley around, just having a few teammates, so many good passes, but really he's the man on that team. And hopefully he's taken that step forward. He's had his Team USA summer, which all superstars seem to have had that are American, and then he's had his big playoff breakout. So I think that Giannis, $4.50, maybe not bad odds. Doncic, $6 is probably, you would think, the second favorite, like rightly so. But then I think all the rest of them, I don't think there's that much case for LeBron, Kawhi, these guys.
Yeah, Kawhi for mine, there's too much load management for that guy. So it's very unlikely they're going to give a guy who plays 60 games as an MVP, right?
Yeah, and it's going to be the same for the Lakers. And
how much is LeBron paying?
I think it was $9.
$9.
Yeah, so I think it was Harden was around the same. Well, LeBron might have been even less. It might have been like 8. But I think Harden now is not going to have D'Antoni's system, so his numbers are not going to be the same. So I just think it's a clear top two with probably Doncic and Giannis. And then I think Mitchell, who's a superstar who's going to play the minutes all the time, it seems like he's probably the next guy in line that's guaranteed to play the minutes for 82 games if he's available.
I see. So they've got that. You think they can have that breakthrough? That the Jazz, as a team, they
were 3-4 seed a couple of years ago. If anything, they've been down for a couple of years. So a bit of injuries and just maybe a little bit of roster makeup. They haven't done an amazing job. So I think they can. I think the West is pretty close. And I think it's not that different going from 7th to 3rd, 7th to 4th.
Sweet ass. You got our 10 as well, Danny?
Yeah, $10 bet, also PointsBet, NBA early markets. There's a bunch of them on there, so have a look, and the odds are quite juicy. There's a lot of potential value there. But I like early Coach of the Year bet, Rick Carlisle, $15 odds. So $10 bet at $15 odds. I think that's good value there. Nice $150 payout. And if we think Dallas is going to have that big improvement and maybe get up to the 3 seed, potentially a 2 seed, Rick Carlisle will be looking at that Coach of the Year. People, those Miami Heat fans, there's a lot more of them now. Eric Spoelstra's playing 13s as well, and they are notorious for giving it a year late. Like they love to give the Coach of the Year the year after. Like Nick Nurse got it this year when he was the best coach by a mile last year.
That's right.
So they're notorious for recognizing the playoff work the next year if it can be justified.
How about some Billy Donovan?
No, probably wouldn't. No, I'm not sure why they hired him.
It's just mucking around, bro.
Yeah, it's a big.
Don't bet on Billy Donovan. Don't
bet on the Chicago Bulls, who've also bet on Billy Donovan. It's doubly bad, but it's just they're not great. But they got a new GM, so maybe he'll draft well, and maybe they can do something. But Billy Donovan, he's not great.
Yeah, the Bulls aren't up to much. All right, I got the $50 bet for this week, and we're going to Anthony Edwards to go over pick 1.5. So any pick that's not pick number 1, Anthony Edwards. All right, the T-Wolves are out on him. He's drifting. All right, his price is $2.80, and you'll find that out on PointsBet, right?
PointsBet, yeah. Great NBA markets on PointsBet at the moment.
Yeah, check that out. All right, that's all we got. So what are we expecting for this week? Anything to expect? Any closing remarks, sir?
No, not really too many closing remarks. I mean, there's a lot less major sports on now, so I think we're probably just focusing on. We are expanding and looking at some other leagues, but being selective. So I know you're doing a great job on Champions League. We're really hanging out for some announcements on like NBA and NBL especially.
Man, I can't wait for that Aussie NBL.
Yeah, that's one of our great leagues. So hopefully the market comes up soon.
The self-appointed king of the Australian NBL betting.
Of the long-term betting, futures betting.
Oh, futures betting.
Yeah, futures betting.
And tell the folks how
Well,
many MVPs you predicted in a row.
Not MVPs, but we've got the champion and the wooden spoon a couple of years in a row.
Yeah,
we had Cairns for top 4 this year, so we've done really well out of that.
Can't wait for that.
Yeah, I mean, are we going to bet on the Perth Wildcats again? Because every year they seem to be at $6, and every year they have the best team.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind some Perth Wildcats with Bryce Cotton and a couple of boomers.
Bryce Cotton for MVP was paying like $11, like best player in the league by a mile, on the best team by a mile. Yeah. And he's like $11.
Thanks, bookies. We appreciate you.
We really appreciate that. Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right. As always, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and please gamble responsibly.